Well, here's the third leg of our boys' welcome to spring weekend when girls are away. Colin and I are coming down here to visit the Stewart Sugar Farm in Sugar Hill. We came down on a motorcycle, and we're gonna take some sap out of the trees, get it going in here, take you for a tour through here, have the Hunt family show you how they make Sugar Hill maple syrup. Here come our sugar collectors who are collecting maple syrup from the local trees. There's also some taps on the other side of town that they bring maple syrup in, or sap to turn into maple syrup. It's hands in a column, gathering maple syrup right here in their little buckets, and they're going to put it in the evaporator. Okay, hands in a column, they're going to empty a bucket off of this maple tree here. Hands is going to show Colin how it comes off. Takes it down. What's it look like? You got good stuff in there? Okay. All right, here goes the bucket. All right, that's all going to be boiled down to make maple syrup. Good times here in Sugar Hill. So one of the ways they're getting sap into the evaporator is through this tank here, and it gravity feeds down into where the evaporators are. But most of it comes from delivered here by a tractor. Where they got it off the lines on the trees. But this is sort of the boys' project here for the local trees, that they got their sap from the local maple trees. There it goes, and that starts the process of making beautiful Sugar Hill maple syrup. We'll take you inside to the evaporator pretty soon and show you how that all works. Okay, so the main way that the sap gets here is in these tanks from this John Deere tractor, and up over in the hills beyond us there is where they have the lines that come down. They gravity feed down, and then they have a tank there and they fill this tank up to transport it down here to put it in the evaporator. So we're about to go inside the Stewart sugar house here. This is being operated by the Hunt family, who are relatives of Charlie Stewart. Charlie Stewart passed away a year or two ago, and they're operating this Sugar Hill maple farm in memory of Charlie Stewart, who died in 2010. So let's go on inside and see Charlie's setup. Coming inside, this is the sort of keeping room, I guess, and you can see these beautiful beams that are up top here. Some of the various farm equipment that are used to operate the farm. And over here on the shelves are places where some of the finished product is stored in various sizes: half pints, pints, quarts, half gallons, gallons, and then fancy containers. And this is maple syrup that's been done this year. The main room in here is called the evaporator room, and you can see the steam coming off of it. This is where the sap is being boiled and turned into syrup, and I'll walk you a little bit through the process. Up there in the loft you see a shiny container, and that is where the unprocessed sap is stored, and then it gravity feeds down through these galvanized pipes that bring it down to the evaporator. So down here the galvanized pipes bring it down into a preheater system, and then once it's about 160 degrees it allows it to come down here into this evaporator. And there's multiple channels in this evaporator. You can't see it, but there's 8 or 10 different channels, and as the sap boils and the water comes off of it, it moves further and further up the channel until the sweetest stuff is at the end, and when it's there, it should be maple syrup. It comes out the back end over here, and you can see that there is a thermometer here showing that it's about 210 degrees right now. It needs to be up around 220 or so in order for it to be maple syrup. And this little spigot off of here in this bucket is simply the way that the finished product comes off and goes down inside the bucket. Okay, here are the proprietors and I guess our sugar keepers, I guess you would call them. And it's Richard and Claudia Hunt from Sugar Hill here, relatives of the Charlie Stewart, deceased Charlie Stewart, operating a farm here and in the tradition of Sugar Hill. Hey Richard, how are these things fired?
These are oil fired. There are 4 burners, 2 burners on the front, 2 on the back. They average 5 gallons of oil each per hour. So 20 gallons of oil an hour.
And how much fuel does it take to make a gallon of maple syrup?
4 gallons.
4 gallons. Wow. At $3 a gallon, it costs $12 just to make a gallon of maple syrup, huh?
Right, yes.
Unbelievable. Okay, Claudia, show us the bottling process over here.
Oh, Richard's better than that, but anyway, they draw the syrup off the evaporator. Then they put it over here to filter it. And they put it in this can, and then they add some special filter powder that filters out all the impurities and any particles that might be in it. And then it goes through this filter press, and then when it's done, it pumps it up into this can. And then it stays warm here, and then it comes off this side, and we fill large jugs, small jugs, from gallon to half pint size in glass.
And what's the most popular size?
Quarts, pints and quarts.
Great. And how much are you going to make this year?
Well, we hope to make about 200 gallons, Richard? 200 gallons. We have 1,500 taps.
Great. The Sugar Hill?
All in Sugar Hill. This is the trees are in Sugar Hill. This is 100% Sugar Hill maple syrup.
Thank you for the tour. So the evaporator's been running for a while now, and here it is. You can see it bubbling. It's like a nice golden color. It's going to go into the last tank over here, and then they use a hydrometer to measure the density of it. And once that's all right, it goes over to the bottling station. That'll be syrup grease. Okay, it's finally coming out, coming down into the bucket. Going to get ready to go through the filter, and then say that again.
Money grows in trees.
That's nice. Okay, now down into the filter system. It goes into a hopper there, and it's going to come down to this filter that has filter sheets in it. All right, the filtering system is going now. Richard is walking us through that. Going to come out into this big container here, and then out through the spigot, and Hanson's going to bottle it. Right, Hanson?